It's unlike anything you've ever heard of or seen before. An ancient Mediterranean ritual that researchers from the University of Barcelona and Cairo University have found purifies your body, electrifies your metabolism within seconds, and immediately targets and works to dissolve your deepest and most stubborn fat stores that are most resistant to diet and exercise. And as you'll see, studies show the more you use it, the more the fat melts off. Plus, it naturally ignites your metabolism to become so much faster and more efficient that all of your favorite foods just get burned up like jet fuel. Everything from bread, pizza, and pasta to burgers and ice cream. Yes, you may be feeling skeptical, and you should be. Yet, as unbelievable as it sounds, this is all possible with an oddly simple and perfectly safe ancient Mediterranean ritual you can do at home right now. That's nothing to do with working out, calorie counting, or fancy fitness equipment, and goes against everything you've been told about weight loss. You see, in the next 3 minutes and 14 seconds, you'll be shocked to discover what whistleblowing doctors and scientists from Oxford, Stanford, and the University of Cyprus have proven to be the hidden root cause of your slow metabolism and your excess belly fat, which has nothing to do with your diet, hormones, your gut, or anything else they have made you believe. Instead, it's all down to this: primitive fat burning and body purifying cells that breakthrough studies from these top institutions show are totally disabled in you and every single overweight person on earth. Meaning, at this moment, it's impossible to keep fat off your body with any kind of diet or exercise. But fear not, the solution is so simple and easy, it may anger you. An ancient ritual, variations of which have been handed down from generation to generation by the residents of an exotic Mediterranean atoll, some of the leanest and healthiest people on earth, that targets and dissolves inches of your body's deepest, most stubborn fat stores that always felt immune to dieting and exercise. And not just from one place like your thighs, but every corner of your entire body as it gets slimmer, firmer, and smoother at the same time. Supporting a new, healthier heart, brain, blood sugar, and blood pressure. And saving the health and lives of my wife, myself, and over 234,000 mothers, fathers, and grandparents from 10 to 100 pounds overweight who've tried more diets and exercise than they can remember.
This is just so mind-blowing.
I'm already down 17 pounds and 3 dress sizes.
Everything I'm eating is just melting right off.
Oh my gosh, I'm already down 27 pounds and 4 dress sizes, and I feel incredible.
I can actually see my abs for the first time in my life. This is so incredible.
It's totally transformed our bodies. We could not be any happier.
Nothing even comes close to what this has done for me.
I feel incredible.
Honestly, I look and feel like a new person. This is amazing.
Everything about me just looks and feels so much healthier.
It's amazing how life-changing this has been. I've dropped 42 pounds.
I've lost 6 inches off my waist.
I've lost 37 pounds. You've got to give this a try. It really works.
Hi, I'm Dan Saunders, and I see messages like these flooding in every day from folks that are in pure joy after just weeks of putting this ancient Mediterranean ritual to test for themselves. And just as it worked for them, how will you feel when it works for you? Imagine no more having to worry about the constant strain your weight is putting on your health, or how you look in a tight pair of jeans, a clingy dress, a swimsuit, or even naked, or the silent judgment you feel when you order what you actually want at a restaurant. Instead, you'll enjoy all of your favorite foods whenever you want, totally guilt-free. You'll be at your perfect weight, and you'll look and feel amazing in whatever clothes you're wearing, including those sexy outfits you never dreamed of slipping into before. And here's the best part of all. Because this ancient Mediterranean ritual targets the biological root cause of your belly fat, once the fat's gone, it's gone forever. So no more worrying about jumping between skinny and baggy pants, losing and gaining the same 10 pounds over and over, or how slim you'll be in 1 month or 1 year from now. And by the way, this isn't all you can expect to experience. Not by a long shot. This ancient Mediterranean ritual rapidly purifies and flushes all of the health-killing toxins from your entire body, eliminating dangerous inflammation and rapidly accelerating the regeneration of every cell and every system in your entire body, making you look, and feel years, sometimes decades younger. What's more, it naturally floods your body with pure, all-day energy you may have only enjoyed as a young, healthy adolescent. It has a tremendous impact on your mood, sex drive, and zest for life. It naturally strengthens your immune system, fends off disease, lifts brain fog, improves sleep, memory, and cognitive function. And it supports a much healthier heart, arteries, hormones, and blood sugar, ultimately propelling you into complete control of your health, your weight, your appearance, and your quality of life. Now, I know how unbelievable all this may sound to you right now, but just keep watching, because it doesn't matter if you're 25 or 75, if you have 10 pounds or 100 pounds to lose, if you've suffered from excess weight or a slow metabolism your whole life, or if your body has just gradually betrayed you as the years have passed by. This is the real deal, and this will work for you. I can absolutely guarantee you that. And I can absolutely guarantee this ancient Mediterranean ritual is so much healthier, so much simpler, so much easier, and so much more effective than anything you've ever seen or heard of before. That it may utterly turn everything you thought possible about fat loss, metabolism, and the human body upside down. All that I ask is that you give me a few moments to prove it to you. I'll be sharing all of the peer-reviewed studies from top universities, along with the breathtaking real-world results that back up everything I'm saying about how and why this works so well. Okay, it's time to break free from the prison of fat once and for all. Are you ready? Hey, as mentioned, I'm Dan Saunders. I'm no professor, nutritionist, or fitness influencer here to confuse you with scientific jargon. I'm a 49-year-old firefighter, and I live with my beautiful wife Paula and our 3 kids just outside of Sarasota, Florida. Last year, a vicious once-in-a-100-year hurricane almost decimated our community, and it ripped the lives of many families apart. We had evacuated in time and were safe, but it was heartbreaking to watch the devastation and not be able to do anything about it. Now, I tell you this because I know firsthand what it's like to lose control. Just like a normal fall day can switch to a very deadly situation fast, so can your body. And that's what happened to Paula and me, and to you too. Our story will likely sound familiar. We met in our 20s, madly in love, and not a care in the world. Slim, athletic, taking our health for granted. Then at 28 years old, Paula gave birth to our first child, Andrew. With 22 pounds of pregnancy fat, she did what she always did. Cut some carbs, took some spin classes, and just like that, it was gone. 3 years later, our next child, Lisa, was born. Now, 20 pounds heavier, she did the same, and the extra weight was gone. But 4 years later, our third child, Isabella, was born, and after eating for 2 for 9 months, Paula was 47 pounds overweight. Our doctor warned that her high blood sugar and fat around her belly and organs was suffocating her heart. She had to lose over 40 pounds or risk a heart attack or stroke. Easy, she thought, but at 35 years old, something was different. Everything that had worked before stopped working completely. The pregnancy fat would not budge, and she struggled to lose just 5 pounds over the course of the next few years. We tried everything. Keto, Atkins, paleo, vegan, detoxes. We spent thousands on Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem. Heck, we even bought a Peloton bike. But that just made her knee pain worse. And with every failure came comfort eating, so putting on even more nasty fat and orange peel cellulite than before she started. And the further away she drifted from the woman I fell in love with. Truthfully, we were close to separation. Our sex life vanished. I'm embarrassed to admit it. It was impossible to be intimate. We barely spoke, and when we did, it was just about how tired and unsatisfied we were. This went on for 11 years. Instead of losing weight, she was now 58 pounds heavier, depressed, and in chronic back pain. She stopped getting dressed in front of me, stopped looking in mirrors. She'd lock the door when she took a shower. Her self-esteem was so low, we never ate out, terrified of people judging what she ate or how her fat would roll over the edge of the chair. Paula thought about all the other women, skinny and toned, that ate what they wanted.
Why can't I be like them? What's wrong with me?
Exhausted, Paula looked up at me, tears in her eyes, grabbing her thick hip fat that disgusted her so much as the realization set in. She was going to be overweight for the rest of her life.
I can't live like this anymore.
I've never felt so helpless in all my life. You see, I know exactly what you're going through because I saw Paula live these feelings every day. 3 months later, our darkest fears were realized. We were sitting at the dinner table when her face suddenly dropped and turned deathly white. She collapsed on the floor like a dead weight, dragging the table cover with her. Plates smashed violently as our kids screamed. The ambulance rushed her to the hospital, and they kept her overnight for observation. She was lucky to be alive. If you're overweight, you're 60% more likely to have a heart attack or stroke, 80% more likely to have coronary artery disease, and 22% more likely to get Alzheimer's or memory loss. Scary, isn't it? As I sat by Paula's side, holding her cold and frightened hand in mine, I felt angry and ashamed. Angry at the deceitful weight loss industry, who for over a decade had drained our bank accounts, and whose solutions only made my wife sicker. I was ashamed because I promised to take care of her, but I didn't know how, and my heart constricted in my chest at the thought of losing her. Andrew, Lisa, and Isabella losing their mommy. That night, we prayed to God for a miracle.
Please don't die, Mommy. Please, don't go.
And I know he heard us because Paula made an incredible recovery that night. And what happened next led to the most bizarre and eye-opening moment of my life. The breakthrough that we needed. And you need too. As Paula was resting, I was hours deep into researching and scouring through online health forums, and I came across a link to an underground article with the headline, "Doctor Claims Obesity Has Been Cured." The article spoke about Dr. Nicholas Andino, a 55-year-old internal medicine doctor who for over 10 years worked as a medical advisor for two of the biggest weight loss brands in the US before trying to expose the truth, classified information that he claims the fraudulent weight loss industry is hiding from you. But once again, the weight loss brands won in court, and Dr. Andino was silenced with another cease and desist notice, his 5th this year alone. Dr. Andino continues to fight, but will he ever succeed in revealing what he calls the biggest weight loss secret in the past 100 years? Dr. Andino had a large underground following and seemed to be extremely well respected in the scientific community. I had to speak to him every day. I emailed and rang his receptionist to schedule a meeting until eventually he agreed. He was a highly intelligent man, well-spoken and friendly with a great sense of humor. He told me all about his life as a doctor in a tiny town not far from Corfu, Greece, before moving to the US to work for some of America's biggest weight loss companies. And while he told me all about the wonders of his hometown, I told him all about Paula's heartbreaking 12-year struggle with her weight and how it affected every part of our lives and our kids' lives too. With Paula's rapidly declining health, we didn't have much time. I begged him if there was anything he could do to help, considering over a decade of American diets and exercise had failed us. First, understand none of this is Paula's fault, he said. That's the honest-to-God truth. The weight loss industry is a fraudulent and corrupt $78 billion a year industry. Its only purpose is to separate you from your hard-earned money and to keep you coming back for more, staying a paying customer for life. The average American is spending over $120,000 in their lifetime trying to lose weight, yet nearly half of all Americans are obese today. When was the last time you tried a diet or exercise plan and the weight stayed off forever? It's never happened, right? Of course not. The truth is, the reason diets or exercise plans can never work long-term is because they do not solve the real root cause of your slow metabolism and excess belly fat. So, what is the real root cause, I asked? And what Dr. Andino explained next blew my mind. He said, first of all, everything to do with fat burning and metabolism actually hinges upon one major organ. The same organ responsible for over 500 essential functions to keep you healthy. Which organ, I asked? Your liver, he responded. And over the next hour or so, he laid out exactly why, which I'll summarize for you right now, so pay very close attention to this next part. As you're probably aware, one of your liver's main functions is to cleanse your body of all the chemicals and toxins you're exposed to through food, drugs, alcohol, and the environment in general. However, your liver is also the fat-burning furnace for your entire body. It alone determines if the food you eat, regardless of how healthy or unhealthy it is, will get burned as energy or if it will be stored as unsightly body fat. Here's why. Absolutely everything you eat or drink eventually reaches your liver. At this point, your liver has an extremely important job to do. It needs to process it into energy that can be used by all of the various tissues and organs in your body, including your brain, heart, kidneys, your muscles, and more. Whatever your liver doesn't process into energy gets stored as fat, mostly on your belly. Now, when it comes to burning fat off your body, Have you ever wondered what that really means? Like, what must happen for fat to literally get off your body, for it to be quote unquote burned? Well, in order for any unwanted fat on your belly, hips, thighs, or anywhere else in your body to be burned, fat must be released from your fat cells and sent to your body's fat-burning furnace, your liver. Your liver is then faced with the all-important task of processing it into energy that can be burned by the various tissues of your body. There's literally no other way for fat to be burned, for it to physically get off of your body. This is why fat burning is 100% dependent upon your liver. Now, this is where things get very interesting. A recent large-scale, groundbreaking study from the Mayo Clinic indicated 100% of overweight women and men in America are suffering from a very specific type of compromised liver function, which most heavily affects the part of the liver that processes food and fat into energy. This causes painfully slow metabolism, unexplained weight gain, and bellies that just won't budge. So, what's causing this silent epidemic? Well, genetics can play a role. However, the main problem is the toxic buildup of man-made chemicals that clog and damage our livers on a daily basis. As a matter of fact, the Environmental Protection Agency has recently published an updated list of over 85,000 liver-compromising toxic substances regularly consumed through the food we eat, the water we drink, and even the air we breathe. These modern-day toxins are accumulating and wreaking havoc on our livers at an unprecedented scale, with studies showing the vast majority of this toxic buildup and damage occurring in the specific liver cells that are responsible for processing food and fat into energy. And as you can probably guess, this toxic buildup and damage just gets significantly worse with age. Some of the most common liver-damaging substances include things like herbicides and pesticides, sugar, artificial sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, processed foods, bottled water, alcohol, polluted air, and pharmaceuticals, with some of the worst culprits being things like Tylenol, Advil, blood pressure and cholesterol pills, allergy pills, birth control pills, and antibiotics. What's more, everything from cosmetics, creams, sunscreens, and shampoos to most common household cleaners are laden with liver-damaging chemicals. The ridiculously long list of liver-compromising toxins in this day and age is truly overwhelming, which is why, when it comes to fat burning and metabolism, unless you're one of the rare genetically lucky individuals who's just naturally blessed with superior liver function that is largely unaffected by today's constant toxic bombardment, latest science shows compromised liver function to be the biological root cause of your slow metabolism, stubborn belly fat, and inability to lose weight and keep it off. On that note, the National Center for Environmental Health published an eye-opening analysis showing the rise in man-made liver-compromising toxins over the last 70 years is shockingly identical to the rise in the rates of obesity and diabetes over the exact same time period. This prompted a groundbreaking study from Stanford University, which evaluated a group of over 19,000 overweight Americans of all descents over the age of 30. The sophisticated study was the first of its kind, designed to assess the specific liver cells called hepatocytes, which are the exact liver cells responsible for processing food and fat into energy. It was discovered that the average overweight American today not only has a liver clogged with toxins, but their liver cells are also 14 times less efficient at processing food and fat into energy compared to non-overweight individuals. What this means is, when the food you eat reaches your liver to be processed into energy, your liver may already be so busy, clogged up, and stressed dealing with toxins that it has to refuse it altogether, resulting in it being stored directly as belly fat. Or your liver may be able to accept a small amount, yet whatever small amount it can accept gets processed 14 times slower and less efficiently than it should be, which is the very definition of a slow metabolism. This is why no matter how little or how healthy you eat, you may still be gaining weight. Now, when you're trying to burn fat and lose weight by exercising, this can cause fat to be released from your fat cells and sent to your liver to be burned. However, when your liver is overworked and dealing with a pileup of toxins, it refuses the fat and sends it right back to where it came from, which is usually your belly, backside, hips, or thighs. And as if that unfortunate truth isn't disheartening enough, it gets even worse. Here's why. When your overloaded liver is regularly having to turn away fat from being processed, your liver sends a message to all of the fat cells throughout your body to stop releasing fat, no matter how much or how hard you're exercising. Yep, that's right. Your liver communicates directly to your fat cells, instructing them to stop sending it fat that it can't process. This is a brilliant evolutionary protection mechanism for your liver, and it's built into all of us. Your body is rightfully programmed to prioritize protecting your strained liver over getting rid of your unattractive body fat. Unfortunately, this protection mechanism keeps all of your fat locked to your problem areas. And this is why no matter how many hours of grueling cardio you do or how hard you work out, it's impossible for you to get the fat off of your body. Okay, as a super quick recap, science has discovered that 100% of overweight women and men have compromised liver function to some degree. This can cause much of the food you eat, healthy or not, to be automatically stored as fat instead of being processed into energy. And once the fat takes hold on your body, it becomes impossible to burn it off. Now, I hate to continue being the bearer of bad news, but the long-term consequences of a compromised liver are not likely to end with just terrible health and self-confidence issues that come from excess weight and unattractive belly fat. Not by a long shot. Remember, in addition to being your body's fat-burning furnace, your liver is also responsible for over 500 other essential functions that keep you healthy, energized, and feeling good. Critically important functions like detoxifying and cleansing your body, metabolizing nutrients and vitamins into their active forms, regulating blood sugar, cholesterol, hormones, along with a long list of other critical functions. So it's not surprising that the CDC National Center for Health Statistics identified compromised liver function to be the one common factor in many deadly health conditions like cirrhosis, diabetes, high cholesterol, and stroke that kill millions each year. And although latest studies prove excess fat in the lower belly region, also referred to as liver belly, is by far the number one and most obvious consequence of a compromised liver, there is a serious slew of other debilitating problems you could start experiencing if you're not already. Things like low energy, brain fog, fatigue, poor broken sleep, blood sugar, blood pressure, or cholesterol issues, headaches, bloating or digestive discomfort, along with dry, blotchy, old-looking skin. You cannot overstate how important your liver is for the health of every single system in your entire body, as well as your physical and emotional well-being, your quality of life, and your overall appearance. Now, enough of the bad news, Dr. Andino said. It's time for some shockingly good news. Your liver is the only organ in your body that possesses a truly miraculous ability to fully regenerate. There's simply no other organ like it. As a matter of fact, you could lose more than 50% of your liver and it could still grow back. What's more, latest studies prove you could lose up to 90% of your liver's fat-burning and calorie-burning power from the years, even decades of toxic damage, yet you can still totally regenerate your liver back to full power and beyond. Dr. Andino went on to say this is why the real solution to everything Paula is going through is to naturally purify, cleanse, and protect her liver from all of the years of toxic buildup. And secondly, and most importantly, she has to reawaken and ignite her liver's fat-burning cells that have been laying dormant for all these years. Then he reached out and gave me a handwritten piece of paper with a number of odd plants, herbs, and nutrients I've never heard of before. What's this, I asked. This is the exact solution that could virtually wipe out the $78 billion weight loss industry if and when it gets out. They'll do whatever they can to keep this from those who